In 2002, if you had told our next guest that in just a short 15 years he would be a household name, the host of his own TV show, and a generally well-adjusted member of society, he probably would have laughed at you. But please welcome the hardest working man in rock and roll, Francois van Cook.
How's it? 1, 2, 3.
Ek sit hier en weet, ek is net 'n man wat sukkel om sy besluite deur te voer.
One thing I've always enjoyed about watching you guys is, lately what I've really loved is watching how smooth you've made the transition from anarchist punk to wholesome family man. It's really seamless transition, and I know this from experience, but fatherhood changes a man.
Yeah, dude, I think for me, things kind of changed before I became a father. I was really into partying quite hard when I was younger, and I think Fok of Politica, the band I started playing in 2003, I think it was like part of our thing to express our freedom was, indulging in everything that you could as much and as hard as you possibly can. So that was a big part of my life when I was younger, and I kind of had to tone down the taps. Like I got older, it wasn't that funny anymore. It wasn't funny being 32 and puking on stage and waking up in places and you don't know how you got there and stuff like that. So I went through a lot of personal changes before I became a father, luckily.
Being a dad now, like when I come to your shows, and what I love watching is just the kids in the front row, right? I mean, it's like 1,000 kids screaming the lyrics back at you guys. It's like a pretty crazy thing to see. But like now that you're a dad, do you like look at these impressionable 18-year-olds? Like, do you have more empathy for them, or like do you feel like you've got like more responsibility for the like younger generation?
I've never really thought of me having responsibility on impressing them or being an influence. But, thinking about it this way, those kids, those 18-year-olds at the shows are closer to my daughter's age than to mine these days, which is really, really weird. Like people, they've been alive almost as long as I've been playing music. It's really a freak out. You know what it's like.
Right, yeah.
Like, I think if there's any message that I want to give those kids is that they must just think for themselves, and
right.
that's kind of been the main message through all the years, if any message.
Ek gaan moontlik nooit die antwoord hê nie.
On your latest album, you've got the song Dit Raak Beter.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about where the song comes from?
Dit raak beter as jy ouer raak en my kop vol minder teer mekaar. Verantwoordelikheid mors al my tyd en geld. Dit raak beter as jy ouer raak.
Yeah, actually, I had a very drunken conversation once, very early in the morning, with a friend of mine, Fred Den Hartog. He plays guitar for the Evils Fantasties. And I was just saying something in passing. He was like, my life's so terrible. Like everything sucks, and I was like, don't worry about it, man. When you get older, it gets better. And I never really thought about that. And a couple of years later, he told me that really had a profound effect on him, those words. And that is actually what the song is about.
Ek wat vergeet herinner my weer van die konstante oor en oor.
For me, I never really knew what I was going to do with my life. I was passionate about music, but I never thought that it's a career opportunity. I never thought that it's possible, especially coming from the northern suburbs in Cape Town. You know, you kind of play rugby and you do that, and music is not a viable option whatsoever. When I told my mom I'm going to start a band, and you know, the only reference that she had was the Springbok Nude Girls that kind of came from the same area, and she was like, "You're going to have to be bigger than the Springbok Nude Girls," you know, because we knew Theo Kraus from the area, and he was like, he drove this beat up like BMW, very old, terrible car. So she obviously wanted me to make a living from making music, but do it a little bit better than that.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
But things kind of just fell into place for me. I think, you know, like I was passionate about this thing. I really wanted to make it happen. I think I was always surrounding myself with great people in the bands that I played together, great people in the teams that I work with in management and stuff like that. So I think that's quite an important thing for me. And being passionate about what you do and actually pushing through, and I'm kind of driven. I don't know why or where it comes from, but in some shape or form, without me actually knowing where I'm going, I'm kind of always pushing, and things get better because of that. And people sometimes tell me that song, they say, "Nee, die lewe raak net kakker as jy ouer word." I hear that a lot, and then I really think like it's your fault that your life is getting worse. You know, you control your destiny, you make it happen.
Dit raak beter as jy ouer raak, en my kop voel minder teer mekaar. Verantwoordelikheid mors al my tyd en geld. Dit raak beter as jy ouer raak. Dit raak beter as jy ouer raak. Dit raak beter as jy ouer raak. Kan jy my skroewe vir my vasdraai? Kan jy my hulpbusters vir my vind? Kan jy jou idee van normaal by jou gat opdruk? Kan jy apetie spel? Kan niemand elke God wel? Kan jy apetie spel? Dis hemel op die platteland. Dis hemel op die platteland. Reguleer my, routineer my, plaas my in 'n boks en maak dit veilig. Stuur my dan waarheen al die dose gaan. Stuur my hemel toe, ek dink tussen die platteland. Kan jy jou idee van normaal by jou gat opdruk? Kan jy apetie spel? Dis hemel op die platteland. 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 Frank Freeman. very much. Thank you, Shane.